I don't know, I listen to a lot of different music, I guess. I really enjoy Coldplay and like John Mayer and that kind of stuff, but then I also, I was at his concert last week. It was so good at the Molson Amphitheater. So it was outside and like the acoustics were amazing. It was so good. It was a good concert to kind of sit back and enjoy. I am a big hockey fan. Yeah, Montreal Canadiens. A big Carey Price fan. So my name is Tara Burke, and I'm here to talk about living with cystic fibrosis and having a double lung transplant because of it. CF is a genetic disorder, so basically both your parents have to have a defect gene, and then you have a 25% chance as their offspring to get CF. I was diagnosed at 14 months old. I have two younger sisters that don't have CF. They might be carriers of the gene, but they don't have any effects of it. Basically, it affects your digestive system and your respiratory system. And each case is different. There's some people that only have respiratory issues, some people only have digestive, some people have both. I have both. There's a lot of buildup of mucus in your pancreas and your lungs. So your body doesn't produce enzymes for digesting your food and getting the nutrients out of your food. So a lot of CF people are malnourished, you could say. And then your lungs, you're just coughing all the time to a point where you don't even notice you're coughing anymore, just people around you notice it. Then I went away to school in the fall, and my doctor said, we should maybe wait to go away to school. And my parents definitely did not want me going to school. But at the same time, they were kind of like, well, if this is gonna be her only chance right now to go and experience it, if she feels like she can do it, then go ahead and go, right? No, I definitely had the same worries that probably everybody has, like if you were gonna make friends, if you're gonna fit in, like all that stuff. If I was gonna like living away from home, if I was gonna like living in a residence with a bunch of other people. My favorite part of Frosh Week though was learning the Frosh dance that each different res had to learn, and you went out on the football field, and yeah, I 100% loved it. And like you meet people in your residence, you meet people in classes when you get put in groups for projects and stuff. I was in school until October 10th, and that's when I had to drop out because I went to clinic and they told me that I wasn't allowed to leave clinic because I was too sick. They were gonna hospitalize me. So just getting ready even to go to class was exhausting. Walking home from like even the closest place for class should have been like a 5-minute walk, and it would take me 20 minutes. So it was really weird for me within like a year and a half to go from being called like the healthiest patient to like the sickest patient. And like even all the doctors were just like, we don't know what caused this. Like it's just the disease taking its toll. But I went in the hospital October 10th and stayed in for about 2.5 months. I got out just before Christmas. I went back in January and they said I was sick with an infection again. So I had to be hospitalized for 2 weeks. And then once they got rid of the infection, they were like, you really have to list now. Otherwise you're kind of borderline of being too sick to list for transplant. So at that point I was down to like 80 pounds, which is like a good 20 pounds off of how big I am right now. So there was nothing to me. My lung function was below 16%. I was on oxygen full time. I was sleeping on a machine that was doing the breathing for me just so that I could get some rest. So I really had no life, I guess you could say. So 11 days later, we had bought a place in Toronto. We hadn't even finished unpacking. And a lady called me while I was watching House with my dad. And she was like, is this Tara? And I was like, yes. And she was like, oh, perfect. Well, we have lungs for you, so just sit tight and come into the hospital in a couple hours. We'll do blood work and then we'll see if the lungs are good. So next thing you know, they have me on a stretcher and I'm all like giddy and excited at this point. And right now, my mom and my one sister are starting, you can see they're tearing up and everything. And I'm like, we're not doing that, guys. Like, this is good. This is exciting. So I was in surgery for about 9 hours, I think it was. I do remember as soon as they took out the breathing tube that like I went to take a breath in and like I could just keep breathing in and breathing in again. And it was like I took 5 breaths that I usually would have taken just to take a normal one. So like as soon as the tube was out, like you realized like how different things were, but you still have other side effects and there's a chance of rejecting and having to have another transplant. So there's other things you have to deal with now, but in a sense it is a cure because you cannot get CF back in your lungs, so you are totally healthy. So it's nice, it works.
I'm Adam. I went to Western for international relations and political science, and I graduated last year.
My name is Lindsay. I am a graduate of Wilfrid Laurier University, but London does hold a little piece of my heart, I guess you could say. In my first year university, I met Ben, my fiance, an amazing man, a truly wonderful person. He loved the sport hockey. When he was 20, he was diagnosed with cancer for the first time, and he had to give up a sport that he really loved to take care of his family and to take care of his health. And that didn't stop him though. That's how we met. We met through hockey. He coached both my brothers hockey.
Ben was my hockey coach. He was a rough and tough kind of guy. He was a old junior C fighter for the same team that I played with.
He got to coach the sport that he loved, and more importantly, the kids that he loved, and got to make an impact on them.
I got this call in my third year of university when I was sitting in my living room with my roommates, and it was my sister, and she was pretty, pretty distraught. And she just said, Adam, Ben's cancer's back. He's starting treatments next week. I'm scared. So he went to do his treatments. He was at London Victoria Hospital. Treatments went well. He responded well. During the experimental rounds of treatment, his organs began to fail on him. So he was rushed to emerge. I remember getting the call. We were at work, and my dad saying, you need to go pick your brother up. You can take the truck. Ben's gone into septic shock, and you need to be there for your sister. And the family was all gathered. We had everyone there. We were ready to say our goodbyes, if you will, but I guess Ben wasn't, because he held on. They were able to take the breathing tube that they'd put in him to keep him breathing out. He was able to talk again, which was really important for all of us, because it's hard to say goodbye without saying goodbye, if you know what I mean.
His main quality, as most people would know him, would be his fight, but more than that, he was just a genuine person, a hard worker, an amazing partner, an amazing friend, and an amazing father.
He had Lindsay, he had Riley, he had a life, he had people that loved him. I think both times he sort of found within himself this reserve of energy, of lust for life, and that's really what I witnessed then. One thing about cancer is, no matter what it takes from you life-wise, it'll always leave you with something. It leaves you with, I always say, it leaves you with an enemy. One that Western certainly provides ample opportunity to fight. Or there might not be this opportunity you have to make a real difference in somebody's future. Maybe not your own, maybe not someone you know, but somewhere down the line, somebody is going to benefit from what you do on Shine Day, from what you bring out to Run Day.
So it's even cool just to see what doctors and everyone is able to come up with the money raised by people doing Shinerama. So the little car washes and the shoe shining and the barbecues that you do turns into something so much bigger than you can ever even imagine. And every little penny does make a difference, because it's one more doctor or one more researcher who can do another study and a trial to hopefully find a cure.
The Terry Fox Run and Shinerama can be an amazing part of your lives. It can be an amazing memory as you grow and you meet new friends and you become a part of a community, not just you. You're standing up for something that's greater than yourself.